Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello,
to
everybody.
welcome to Shabalot. This is part two of the collaboration with Denise O'Hare of Up Chic, Glitz, and Glam. And welcome, Denise.
Thank you. It's
So
good to be
glad to have
back.
you here again. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm excited
Good.
for tonight. Are you?
Yes, I
Okay.
am. Yes. So you have everything. You have your two coats. So I guess maybe let me give you a little bit of a background. So
Yes.
was it about 2 weeks ago was our first live
Yeah, a
together?
week ago Friday. So yeah,
A
we're
week
close to
ago
2 weeks.
Friday. Yeah. So we each have a completely different type of furniture. I have a chest, a trunk, and Denise has a tall boy. And Denise is teaching us how to do a coastal vibe painting on furniture. So the first week, part one, Denise guided us through putting on the first and the backdrop, like as if it were a canvas, the back painting using some beautiful blues and some blends. So that's done. And today is part two. And Denise, I think this is going to be interesting because we're doing the critters. It's Critter Day here, and welcome to Shabalot.
It's Critter and Mermaid Day and Octopi Day, and I'm really excited because this is what I love to paint.
Yes, and I did not make my molds ahead of time. Did you?
No, I have some put on. So we can just show them one or two, a couple, and put a couple
Okay.
on. But we really have a lot of painting to do.
Oh, we have more painting.
So,
We have more painting to do. I thought it was Critter Day. Whoops.
well, it's Critter Day, which is painting. It takes time. It takes paint and time to paint mermaids and to paint the octopus.
That's
And
true.
I have a ship if we need to get to that today, or if we have to put that off. But
Okay.
I have several mermaid styles. So, you said you wanted yours on a rock.
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
So what I did do, and I'll bring you up close, I did already do one because I wanted to see the colors, and this is a mold. Okay.
Yeah.
I
What's a
think I could.
mold? Whoop, we lost her. She might come back on. I hope. So Denise, I don't know if you're watching, but just click the link again that I sent you. Oh, there she did already. See, she's a smart girl. There she is.
I hit a wrong button. Okay.
That's
So,
okay.
okay. I was trying to flip the camera, but I'm just going to pull this close to you so you can see. I did a rock. Okay. And then I did a mold, and she looks like she's sitting on a rock. But
Yes.
you can paint one. I did like the mirror opposite of her over here, and here's like a rock I was going to put in. Up here is one facing the same way from on my piece left to right towards the middle. And this one's a sexy one. She's got a sexy back. And I put a couple mermaids here.
Okay.
On the front, I have some mermaids. I mean, some molds. But I was going to try to see which mermaid you wanted me to start with first. Is your mermaid going to be facing the middle, facing, if you look at the piece, facing to the left or facing to the right?
Well, I did not get a sitting mermaid mold. I went
Okay,
to
then.
a lot of different places, Etsy and Amazon, and I got overwhelmed. There were so many. A lot of them were
Okay.
cake things for like
Okay.
cake decorating. So I
Okay, no
don't have a
problem.
mold.
We're going to hand paint. Okay. But I wanted to know which one is your mermaid. I'm putting this on to keep my hair back. Okay. Off my face where I'm leaning forward
Yeah.
and stuff. Um, so is your mermaid that you want to paint which corner, left or right, of your piece?
Um, Either one. It doesn't matter. I was
Okay.
gonna have them on both sides, so they would be
Oh, okay.
facing.
Then, okay.
And I also have the mermaid mold. I have this mermaid mold that the IOD, is this it? Yeah. The
Okay.
IOD mermaid
Yes,
mold.
I have those too also.
Yeah. So I'll be doing a couple of those. And in additionally, I have the seashells and the sea horses.
Okay. Yes. I have those too, and I have some of those on. Okay,
Okay.
so then we're going to start with this big one here so that I think it'll be easier for you guys to see. She's on the left side of my piece,
Okay.
and then she's facing towards the middle. Okay. I kind of
Okay.
already outlined her.
Okay.
And
Denise, now my mermaids that are sitting on the rock are going to be on the cover. So this right here, the front of the chest is the underwater scene, and that's where I'll be putting some of these IOD molds.
do you want to
But
do the
let me,
rock? Do you want to do the rock colors first?
yeah, so I'm going to show you up top. That's where I'm going to be doing the rock colors. I'm going to set up
Okay.
my camera.
That's simple. So we're going to have
Yeah.
you do that first. And the colors that I am using are DIY, Debbie's Design Diary,
Yep.
for the rocks. I have 3 colors that I used. I just had the third one. Here it is. Okay. And if you don't have them, you can use something similar. Okay. The 2 that I
Okay.
have are Little Black Dress, which is like a
Okay.
black. And then I
Yep.
have the Sandy Blonde.
Yep.
And I used Faded Burlap. But if you don't have that,
Okay.
you could do a Hurricane Gray. You could do even French Millinery, just something like a murky type color, you know.
Okay.
But I'm going to start off first with, and you can even use your lids if you want to, because whatever. Let me pull you down just a little bit. And yes, I did part of my octopus over here just to kind of place him so I know where I
That
can
is
put other stuff.
cool.
Do you like it? That's his one leg.
Yeah.
And he's going down. I didn't do some of the detail on it yet, but he's going down around the one leg. But he starts on the front.
Wonderful.
We're gonna go on that side too. But first, let's do the rock. Right
Okay.
here is the one I've done. Okay. And all I did
Mhm.
was first we're gonna start right here on my piece and your piece. And
You
I'm just
okay?
with this, I just have water right now. And a lot of times I do that. That's a really good tip. Like if you don't sketch it ahead of time, you can
Yeah.
just have water on your brush and kind of go and say, do I like where that rock is going?
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to do
Yeah.
something like that. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
So
I'm
I'm
just
just,
trying to get my new camera, my new tripod here to work.
okay.
So I can, there we go. Well, that's this.
Okay,
I
so
want
we're
this.
right here in this corner on mine. So I'm just going
Okay.
to grab the lid of the Sandy Blonde and grab just a little bit of paint on a
Okay.
little tiny kind of artist brush. This is a cheapy brush, but
Yeah.
I'm going to now go in the water that I put on from my brush. And since I already have my mermaid here, I'm not going to go over her. I'm just going to put, go along the edge where I want it to be, where she's sitting. And one thing I want to say is if you mess up, it doesn't matter. When the paint dries, you
Right.
just touch it up, you know?
Yeah. All right. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to stand up. All right. So can you see? So this is the top of my piece. So what I did was I angled the paint kind of going like this. So like this is representing, this is Sandy Blonde, and this
Okay.
part is representing the beach, if you will,
The sand, yes.
sand, and then the ocean behind it, and then I just put white in for the sky. So I'll figure out that
Yeah.
situation.
When we get, I haven't done too much detail on the top. I was just trying to focus on getting the things on, and then we can all finish it the way we want it with different colors or.
Yep.
Now, so yours is already sandy blonde down there. So if you put
Yes.
sandy blonde, it might blend in. You could
Right.
use faded burlap, which I have here,
Uh-huh.
or
It's okay.
hurricane gray, something.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yours,
when I do my rocks, I've done rocks before, and the way I do them is with this is layered chocolate.
oh, okay, that'll work.
So I do a little layered chocolate, and I'm gonna get the
And you can do it that way so that they can see different colors,
yeah.
what the outcome is. Right now, I just picked up the faded burlap and I'm just adding some of that. Now, what I do while these are still sort of wet, I will take some of the black and go, while it's still kind of damp here, get a little bit on my black, and I will start doing this, just tapping some black in with that, and it gives it some other color. Okay? Because rocks aren't just, one solid color. So if you're
Okay.
using the faded chocolate, that's fine. That'll make more of a
Yep.
darker one too.
Yep. Well, I do my rocks with a palette knife.
Okay.
So it's more of a spatula than a palette knife. Let me fix this tripod so I don't have to keep messing with it. Hold on one second. This is why I got it.
Okay. Well, what I just wanted to say was I usually, for just getting the scene set, let's call it that,
Okay.
I just use the brush. But I will probably go
Okay.
over it with a palette knife for some texture. And
Oh, okay.
do you know what I'm saying? So people can
Yeah.
do either or. If they don't
Yep.
have a palette knife, they can just use a handy dandy little brush.
Yep. This is a spatula that I found in my kitchen.
Okay, that works.
And I just want to try it. Like you said, if for whatever reason I'm not thrilled with it, then I can I could always paint over it.
And always alter, yeah.
So this is kind of like my signature rock. So I want to keep with that. So I'm just taking some sandy blonde and putting it on top
Okay.
of the rocks and then dragging it down to give the rocks some highlights. Can you guys see that?
Again, I can't see what people are saying, but you can. Are there people on?
Yeah. Yes. Chris is on. Chris Oliver Newman. Hi.
Hi.
Randy's on. So right now we just have 2 people on.
Okay,
So it's
more
kind of
will usually.
quiet. So basically, I'm just going to I don't know what I'm doing really. I'm just doing my same old. Well, I've only done same old beach scene that I'm comfortable with. I've never done it with creatures before, like mermaids and all of that. So I have to make sure I save myself some room because I do want them. So they're going to be tiny, Denise, based on these rocks.
No, not necessarily.
No?
Your space is different than mine. I have
Okay.
2 down here, and then these ones are bigger because my space is bigger here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just doing some smaller ones, and then I'm going to do some bigger ones. But I wanted to get your rock for you kind of some colors on, so you know how to place your girl. We can always go back into the rock and add more colors and define it better. You know what I'm saying? With more coats, and that's kind of what I did on the one over there. I went over it the first time to kind of get it where I wanted it, and then I went over it with another time.
I have to say, Denise, when I was finishing this trunk with the colors, I used sandy blonde, Old 57, Sea
Yes.
Glass, Hey Sailor.
Yes.
Yeah, the same colors that I didn't use as many as yours because mine wasn't as high. And
Right.
I have to tell you, the more I was doing the layering, I mean the blending and the color, the more I was getting used to it. I know, like
Yes.
the first live, I was nervous and I was distracted and all that. But when I was doing it by myself, and I had our video playing while I was
Okay.
doing it,
Yes.
and I felt so much more comfortable uh, with doing it. So thank you.
You're
It
welcome.
was
Yeah,
a
well,
good lesson.
it's easier the second time around, and when you probably
Yeah,
didn't have the distractions of people's comments and stuff like that.
yeah,
Which
it started
you
getting much easier. So let's see. I have Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Kathy's on. And so I'm going to just continue making these rocks. And hopefully everybody can see. I kind of had this idea of going up the side with the rocks, but now that I'm putting them on here like this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. So that can always come later. And I can always make that decision later.
Yes. Yes.
So let's put some on this side. So I take my spatula and I just dip a very little bit of paint on the top and I just drag it down. Let's see. You can see that side.
Now, when I do the detail work, I have a bunch of different paint brushes, and they have different. One has an edge, some's kind of pointy, some's tiny. Um,
Yeah,
because depending on the mermaid, and like you said, they're different sizes.
yeah,
Um, and you can, like I said, we're just going to give you the basics. You can draw them, and then you can. It's kind of like coloring in a way with paint. Like when you
yeah.
color. Sorry.
You
Had my
there?
phone in a
Hello.
funky way. Sorry. I'm still here. Sorry.
That's okay.
So whenever, um, whenever we get the outline of the mermaid, then
Yeah.
you can paint the inside any colors and layers. And what I did on my molds was I used blues. I used sea lily, Oats 57. I like the purples and the blues blending. And then I did some golden ticket. And then I went over
Wow.
it a little bit with some glacier blue, which is Modern Masters metallic. So
Oh,
you could get just the basic first two colors on, let them dry, and blend in golden ticket, and then blend in something else. Do you know what I'm saying?
oh,
So,
yes.
and then what I did was too with my molds, because I didn't paint them before I put them on the piece. So I painted her when she was
Okay.
on the piece. So then I came in on these parts here with like and filled it in so that it didn't look like, it was all messy like a kindergartner did it. Okay.
That's
So
a really good, yeah, that's a really
but
good point as
yeah,
far as do we paint them before or after? So you recommend after, once they're already on the
once
piece.
they were on, I did the base coats because two reasons. Um, I think it's easier. I got a lot of them placed, and then as they were drying, it was easier for me to paint a base coat. I like at least a base coat when you put your molds on because I found that it seems like they crack less. Some of them
Okay.
work better, but some of the first ones that I had, the swimmer ones, they, the long straight ones, they seem to be a little bit thicker, and they sometimes would crack. And then you have to either fill them in or use paint, depending on how deep the crevice was.
Okay. When we get closer to the mermaids,
Yeah.
we need a really good close up of yours that
Okay.
you
Yeah.
painted. And did you use the redesign with Prima one, the one we were looking at last time? The
Yes.
Sea Maven?
Um, I will show you.
Yeah,
She
she's the one
here,
that looks like she's sitting down, right?
yes, this one is from Redesign with Prima. Yeah, and they have the name stamped on here, so I don't know why I didn't see it. Yeah, I
Oh,
have some clay still in here. So yeah,
yeah.
she like this. She's now
Hey, Kathy.
you have to realize on here she's facing this way, but when you flip her out, then she's
Yeah.
facing the opposite way. So I
Okay.
put her on that side because this one does not have the mirror image. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So it only has the one. And so I put it on the left side. This one is sitting real similar to her, the one that I drew. These were the first ones I ever had here, which I call the swimmers. These are also from IOD. No, those are redesigned. This was IOD. This one has the
Yes.
mirror image. And so you have one facing one way and one facing the other way. And
Okay.
so you can, and these also bend around the legs. I haven't used this one around the legs because with her, I find her tail is very thin in here. And so because of it,
Same with,
you have to hold it.
yeah.
You know what I did also find a little tip? When I flipped her out, I flipped her on one of these other molds this way, and then I turned her upside down and I glued her, I put the glue on the back. And then instead of me trying to lift it off and the tail sometimes falling off, I
Yeah.
just took this
Trying to.
with the mermaid on it and just went boop and put her on like
Oh,
so I didn't
that's
lose a tail.
okay.
And then
That's really good because I noticed the same thing with the IOD, um, the um, the seahorse because
yeah,
the seahorse has a little squiggly tail too, and when I take it out of the mold, it straightens. Yeah, that little squiggly thing right there. I've
mm-hmm.
not been very lucky in getting that squiggly line to stay, but I've just started using them, so maybe I'll get better at it. But
Well, put them on the
um,
other side. When you flip them, put them onto one of the backs of another mold, okay? Put them
okay,
here. And then
yep,
they're on here, flip them over, glue them, put the glue on them, and then just take this whole thing, okay? The whole
yeah,
mold and flip it like that.
smash it.
As close to the part you want it, and then you start pressing it and then get that tail of the seahorse, start playing with him because yeah, I had to curl them back up a little bit too. And I do have some seashells on
Yep.
the other side maybe and over there too. So also I wanted to tell you now the seahorses, I had picked up this one. It's called Nirvana Molds. Okay.
Nirvana. Okay.
NIRVANA, Nirvana Molds, MOLDS .etsy
Okay.
and this one is actually a
Is it a cake?
cake mold,
Cake
but
mold.
you can see it has two
Oh,
really little ones, okay,
yeah.
and these ones are a little bit smaller. So this was the smaller one and the baby, and I still have to clean them up, and then I'm going to put probably another one in here, like a little 3 here. So it's like my seahorses migrated to over the mermaids and check them out, and then on the other side I'm going to put a mermaid over there checking them out. So um it's just fun, and these are real tiny. I don't think I paid a lot. I don't doesn't have the price on here, but it
The
says cake
Nirvana.
decorating supplies. These are real flimsy too. Now there was another one I bought I want to show you, but I didn't like it as much. I like the mold, but it's real hard, and I actually broke a piece off.
Of the mold?
Yeah, trying to bend it.
Oh,
It was bendable, and it wasn't. Like it's flexible a little bit, but not on the edge where you start flipping it back to flip them out. But
yeah.
this, I'm
These
not
are
sure
really, these
what.
IOD ones are very, very bendy.
Yes,
They're
these,
wonderful to get the mold
these
out.
are
Yeah.
a little bit different, and I'll show you when I go to the front. They have a little bit of a wing here, and they have kind of like these little dots, a little bit more detail. But it's just all in the flavor of the whole piece. Come here, Mia. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here.
Oh, my dog is here too.
Yours too. Come here, Mia.
Yes.
I don't know if you can
Here.
see.
Come
Here,
here. You
girl.
want to see? Come here. Come here, honey. Come here.
Wanna
Let me
say
see
hi?
you. Oh, I missed him. Oh, hi. Oh, it's a Dalmatian.
Yes, she's my girl.
Wow.
Mia, there you go.
Oh, he's even
Come in and
just
check.
kidding. So I'm just gonna make a couple of the mermaid molds while we're here.
Okay.
So I put cornstarch in the mold itself because that will help release the clay. Now, Denise, you're using clay or are you using resin? You're using.
I'm using the paper clay. I've
Okay,
always
good.
paper clay. I've never used the resin. I love this stuff. It's so simple and quick.
That's the one I
$15.
use too.
And so far on this was a brand new one. I haven't even used probably not even half of it. And I
Yes,
just make sure I put them in a Ziploc bag because
yes,
that keeps them from drying out.
yes. Now I have this creative paper clay for anyone who would like to try it. I do have it on my website. I do retail the creative paper clay. It is the one that Debbie was using when IOD was out. IOD during the quarantine, lots of different products were running out. So we have her stamp of approval and our stamp of approval on the quality of this clay. As you can see, it's going on
And
so
I bought
creamy
mine at
and smooth.
my DIY store close to me. So, all right. So
Oh
you're
yeah, I know that. Yeah.
okay, you're doing a mermaid. I'm going to do a seahorse one. So
Cool.
they're simple. Okay, I use a spatula, as you probably do too.
Yep.
Stuff here, over there. Okay, so I'm probably going to use the one on the IOD. That's where you're a stockist, right? I
Yeah.
want him to face the mermaid, so I'm going to use this first one because when I flip him, he will be facing.
Okay.
I'm going to put this here.
Now this is air dry clay, so you do not have to put it in the oven or anything like that.
No, or wait
And
for it to.
but that's why we have to be careful with the opened packages to make
Yeah.
sure that we put them in a baggie, a storage bag, so that they don't dry out. That the air once the package is opened, the clay's vulnerable to getting dried out from the air. So like Denise said, definitely put it in a baggie.
So I just take about what I think I'm going to use, and I roll it like a Tootsie Roll,
Okay, yep.
so that it's all Okay, and then I just start putting it in by hand a little bit, press it down a little bit, and then I will take my spatula and scrape
Mm-hmm.
back what you don't need. First, I scrape off what I don't need, and then I press what's in there to make sure it's getting a good imprint from the mold.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And are you doing the mermaid one at the same time?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
still pressing it in there.
Yeah, and then I go.
Okay.
I put my finger on here and just put a little bit of pressure, and make sure it's in there for the imprint really good.
Okay.
And let me just put my clay away or cover it up at least for the time being. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to flip this one onto, not actually flip. I'm going to bend. Okay, so I'm going to
Okay.
take the mold. I hope you guys are seeing this, and I just peel back the top, like I peel back the mold and let it start to come out. When it starts to come out, I use my finger lightly, put my hand on it. Now, when it gets down to the very bottom, where those curlies are, because it's thinner, I try to curl this back as much as possible. And sometimes, it did break off. Sometimes it breaks off, or
Yeah.
sometimes I find how he goes. And luckily he has, hope you can see, but that's good. So you know what to do too. I kind of try to piece them back together as much as possible And then I curl him, as you can see with my hands, back to his shape, and just press him
Yeah.
down slightly so
Yeah.
the flat of it gets flat again. Then I take my spatula and I scoop them up just like a cookie on a cookie tray, like
Yeah.
that. Okay. And I
Yeah.
real quick flip them like you're flipping a pizza or something.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch you do this on the replay.
Yeah, it's simple. You just use the spatula. So then I take the glue and I use, I don't know if you paint yours on with the paintbrush.
Yep,
Yes.
I
And
do.
so I take a little bit of glue, or as much glue as you need, and I start painting on the back of him. I don't know if that's the one I want to use, that brush. Felt just a little hard. Let me use this one. So I hope you guys can see. Yeah, so, and you don't want too much glue that he starts sliding all around your piece and sliding down, you
Right.
know. So, and if that little tail is coming off like mine is, I'll just glue it on. It'll stick together like a piece of a puzzle.
Yep. All right. Whoop, my tail fell off too. It's okay.
All the other ones
All
I
right.
put on perfect, but sometimes it might be easier to start on the more frail side than where his head was. So
Yeah.
that might be another tip, because I think I've come across that sometimes. I go, let me try to pull that side out first, or bend it out first.
All right. So the glue I use is I use Type Bond wood glue, and I just pour it on my plate. This is my palette. I'm using it for paint and glue tonight. First, I got to think about where I'm going to put this mermaid, because this mermaid is going to go in the front. So this is the ocean part. Righty tighty.
My guy is fitting on my spatula, so I'm not going to flip it from here. I can do that on another more. I'm just going to take him and put him up as close as I need him, and then kind of straighten his body out where I want him.
I hope everybody's doing good today, following along. This is the day that we are putting on some of the molds, some of the critters. So we've just both made the IOD Mermaid Mold. Now we're putting her, the same mold, and putting her on our furniture. So we are putting the mermaid mold on before it is painted. So we're going to paint it once it's on. I'm actually running out of glue. I've been doing a lot with molds lately.
I just use Gorilla wood glue, and it works for me.
Which one do you use?
I use Gorilla wood glue.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
you get a lot in here. I'm all down to here, and I've used it for a lot of molds, and that's really all I use it for, is putting molds on. So,
all right. Well, maybe I'll get that, because I'm running out. I'm going to have to go to the store.
yeah, it's probably easier to find. Where do you have to buy your Type Bond? Is it at like Michael's or somewhere?
All right. I got to think about where I want to put this mermaid.
All right. So if you have
crying.
okay, you do what you're doing.
I'm being cognizant of the fact that this is a trunk, and that this is how they lift it up. So I don't really want the molds too close.
No,
to where,
you too much abuse. You don't want it to get
yeah.
like I have drawers here, so I'm not going to put mine and cut them. So when they're open the drawers, then there's a little piece that can maybe, notch off or something. So that's why the side on mine was pretty flat, and in the front I picked flat parts to put my stuff that is molds. taking the lids.
I haven't decided what I guess what I should say is what the audience of this trunk will be, because when I was looking at the mermaid molds that I could have purchased, there was a lot of ones geared towards children. And I know this was a toy box, but it
Okay.
doesn't necessarily need to be a toy box. It could also be a piece that you could use as a coffee table. It could be a nightstand on the side of your bed. So I'm just trying to get myself and this thing in the shot, which is like impossible. Maybe if it was really far away. Let me try that. Okay. So I'm just not gonna figure it out. I'm so bad at this. So
Can you
I
guys?
think that's why like this mold right here seems to be a little bit more of an adult themed mermaid. I don't know. I mean, it can be both. But if I went for the childish ones, then I'm pigeonholing my audience or my prospective buyers to only be thinking of children. So this way it could be, it doesn't need to be just children. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. Looks like she's flexing her muscles.
Well,
But
on mine it looks like her one hand is outstretched, and
yeah.
I might even put a small little what are these called, seahorse there too, like I did over there. Just filling in a few spots that I see that I missed. I'm just putting a base coat on this guy that I put on, and then I can always come back and add more colors. And that's what I did here. I'm doing Olds 57, and this is Dixie's Belle Lucky Lavender because I just like a little bit of that. So I'll kind of dry brush these two colors on the first day, the first coat.
Okay.
And I'll just come back with, it doesn't matter which one goes on first, whatever one I put on first, and the second one I kind of dry brush a little bit over it. I try not to get in here, but sometimes you mess up. But if you do, then you just blend that area. And we can also do the sponge painting, like when you get your elements on, if you have a part you think that maybe you did not blend, or maybe it was the seahorse, you got it out here, you can just do a little bit of sponge blending. Oh, she looks good on yours.
Yeah. I
Okay.
haven't started painting her yet because I'm watching you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just
But
doing
the trunk, I want to show you something else about the trunk.
good. Go ahead.
Oh, I put all this stuff, and I have another mermaid I'm going to put on, but I did paint the inside of the trunk.
Oh, cool.
Well, not all the inside, but I painted the top of the inside of. Let me push this back so you can see it. Okay, where is it?
When you say paint like the first two layers, or did you paint an element?
Only no, I didn't paint the element yet. So this is the top, which I just totally destroyed. But then I can see, you can kind of see I got cornstarch all over it, right? And then
Beautiful.
I painted the inside cover.
I
I
that
didn't
looks
paint inside
nice.
here yet. So I will be putting an octopus on the inside, so that when they open it up, it will be a surprise.
Okay,
So I've never made an octopus before, so yeah, I gotta practice that. But now your octopus is a mold, or is that hand painted?
hand painted.
Wow,
He's
it's hard for me to see. But
He's
that's
huge on the
really
front.
cool.
So yeah,
Huh?
he's on the front. I thought that we would um just get the molds on a little bit. I just got a base coat on mine. I
Yeah.
didn't paint him on the front yet. I was going to do that live with you guys so you can follow the lines when you're ready to do that. Do you want to go to a mermaid next?
Yes.
Okay.
But I have a mermaid here, so I'm gonna. You want me? What do you mean, a hand drawn one or a painted one?
Yes, we have to do some hand drawing.
Okay.
Hand
I
painting.
have a pencil.
Okay, you can follow my lines. Okay.
All right. Where am I? Okay. All right. I'm gonna paint.
Oh wait,
I don't know what I'm gonna paint.
Now this I painted the other day. Okay. And I painted her for class purposes here. Okay. That's a mermaid.
She's beautiful.
So you can see the lines. Okay. So I start like with the neck and the shoulders. And so, okay, here we go, kids.
I'm sorry, I had to look really close.
So I can bring her closer.
Oh yes, that's good. Yes,
Okay.
cool. That's good. Beautiful. Okay.
You like her? Now she is, I think, is the most simplest, only because it's just a real simple shape. Okay, and then you just come out like an upside down V, and you can do this. And I did paint her the blues and the purples and put some gold, and then I did the metallics, and the metallics kind of took over.
Metallics are nice. They look good.
Thank you.
What metallic is that? Is that golden ticket?
No, but I did have some golden ticket on there, but I used this Modern Masters. I have a green and a purple, and then I have a translucent. But it depends on you. I paint them first with the chalk paint so that there's a base coat, because some of these are translucent. The name came off. It's some opaque greenish type of a color. Dixie Belle has metallics. Okay. That's a purple. The purple was pretty dark. The blue was really, I'm gonna put some blue on here with some gold. Oops, just scraped some of the paint off. So I have those here, but you could use any metallics. I'm not, selling any paint here to anybody. I'm just trying to tell you, you could use either or, whatever you want.
Yeah, I have a lot of metallics that are I think Rust-Oleum. I don't have them up here in my studio yet, but
that's like
I have a lot of different colors.
Now you can do a screenshot of her, and then you have her lines when we're off to do her somewhere else. But she's so much. This one here, I'm going to pull you a little closer. This one here was a little bit tougher. I saw her on a rug, and can you guys see?
Here's Apollo.
Right here. I didn't do her hair, but I did her arms that stretch, a little bit of her top right there. You can either put a top or leave them naked, whatever you want to do. And then her body was a little bit, and she has like these, some of them have like these things coming off, but I'm going to go over the lines now, and you can just kind of draw them in, like etch them in with paint. And then you can go back and put, fill in the lines like coloring. Okay.
I have a piece of chalk. I learned this from Debbie.
You can use chalk.
So I'm going to just sit here and try to draw a mermaid with this chalk.
Okay, but let me show you.
Able to see.
Let me show you.
Is that okay? Okay. All right.
Do you want to start with the neck first? This one's a bigger one, so let me start on her, because I'm going to do some of her neck here. Okay, the hair on this one was kind of comes over her neck and all, but I try to line up the shoulders. Okay, so basically this is almost like a T. Okay, like this is going to go up under her neck, but right now we're just going to start here. So leave a spot that you have room for her hair, her arm, and then this is wider down here. Okay, can you see?
Yep.
Do I have you guys close enough? I'm trying to get everything as close as possible. and leave me room to paint. So, okay, so I'm just using the burlap or the thing for her skin for now. You can always go in with like an apricot or a pink, whatever you want. Or if you want her skin to be greenish or bluish or purplish underwater, whatever you want. So I just kind of did a shoulder there and kind of came down like this is her back, because we're not going to see. Oh, her other arm is actually over here on the other side. So for now, I kind of put it back here, but her hair is probably going to go over it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come down kind of like where her waist would be, kind of come in some, and then maybe like a little V or a U, like a bend where she's going to go out and have some sexy hips.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. And then over here for this arm, I just continued it straight out, like that's the top of her arm. And this is going up towards her hair.
Well, I
You
did that really quick.
Okay.
And I'll just use it, I guess, as a basis, and if it's horrible, then I will paint over it.
Well, not even paint over it. You just, like, if her arm was too thick, I'd take some of this like periwinkle color there and I'd make it thinner if I wanted it thinner, you know? The same with her hips. If your hips came too far, her boot, then
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So you just
Yeah.
fix it with paint. I'm just trying to get her outline like this is her stomach. Like the way I go is I try to do the neck and shoulders and figure that first, and I'll figure out like kind of some of her arms.
Okay.
And I'm not perfect right now. I'm just trying to give you something to follow. And then like under her armpit is like her boobs. You can give her big or small boobies.
Uh-huh.
And just come out. You can make them bigger if you made them too small. Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, doing flesh color. Because, okay, one other tip that I like to do is I like to use a lighter color when I'm first getting my element on, because darker colors can always go over top. So then her stomach just kind of comes out like that a little bit. And so now we kind of have the front of her and the back of her, and then you can always fill her in. Now down here where her booty is, I'm going to do a little bit of the Olds 57. And there's a couple things I do, like down here, they had like a bare butt kind of thing sticking out some. A lot of times I do a V up or I'll do a V down. So I just think it's sexier, like, okay, like that, just for her dress, her bottom part of her.
Yeah.
So then you come back over here and you would do like, okay, this is the outside. And it's always better. Another tip is to do them thinner, because you can always make them fatter. Like
true.
if you want more hip, you can always go more that way. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I kind of got like, this is like a side shot and her outfit comes here, but then I would fill that in with her skin color. So right now we're going to go around like where she's sitting here, or actually just moving that way, or swimming that way, and got her hands going up towards her hair. Okay, so
what color is that, Denise, right there?
This is Olds 57 I'm using.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very pretty. I just did this in like a neutral color.
Oh, that's good.
And, yeah, well, and I'm just going to put the other colors on top.
Okay, yeah.
That this is my first one. I don't know, I would have been a little afraid to start with the colors. So I really just wanted to get her shape colored in, like you said, just color it in. And then I'll when it's dry, because otherwise if it's wet, if the paint's still wet, it'll blend. So at this point, I'm just using a neutral color.
The reason I use the Olds 57 was so it would stand out against this kind of
It's so
purplish color,
beautiful.
so
It
that you
looks
can.
great.
No, it's
Yeah,
not totally straight where I'm at, but because I'm like on an angle trying to do this with my
I
arm like this,
know.
but I'm trying to have
I can
close.
really see that color really popping, that
Okay,
old
good.
57. So that's definitely
And
a
another
great
thing
color.
I do if I have more than one mermaid, I will try to do them in different colors because that stands out. Yeah, I could see on there it looks really cool for you guys. So yes.
So does anybody have any questions? We're not getting very many comments tonight. The
People are
last time.
probably just watching because it is cool. So now this would be like the top of her thighs here, okay? So she's sitting on her rear.
Oh, mine's not sitting. I forgot.
Well, she's bent. She's bent. She's moving.
I'm definitely going to watch yours back.
They're not always sitting, okay? So then this is
Yeah.
kind of her legs are bending here, and then they're going back the other way. But it doesn't matter what angle you have. Let's just say you had more gap in here and this was down further. It doesn't matter because no mermaid is the same and they're going to be changing their shapes and positions. I'm just trying to get some color on here so you can see the lines.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, yeah, I will go over all of them. Like we could do one in the pinks if you want, like the other like fire starter. I mean, you can add any colors you want to any ones you do. I was just trying to give you as many different shapes here. And another tip, if you ever wanted, you could have a mermaid harden and then you could outline her if you wanted to paint her shape. If you didn't want it 3D.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go in and straighten these lines a little bit better. Yeah, so then when she comes down, this is like where and they can be as long, they don't have, doesn't matter if yours came too long, you can always take some off. And then this is her tail, and it kind of just goes, and if you, whatever shape you give it, you give it. I just was giving it like a bendy shape, so because she went skinny here, and then her tail is going to go out some like that.
I don't have my glasses, Chris. And Chris just gave me some advice, and I can't read it because I don't know how I did that.
Is Chris a girl or a guy?
Chris Oliver Newman. She's a girl.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, you were saying I should put a rock under her butt?
You could, yes.
I think that's what she's telling me because it does look a little bit like she's swimming, but yeah, because she doesn't really look like she's swimming, does she? So yeah, I need to stop with these colors because they are so not mermaidy, and I got to start getting some beautiful
Like
colors.
that, I at least got the line. I can always come down here more. I could come down here more, but I was just trying to give you the outline there.
Yeah.
I want to give you the rest of her like hair over here, so that anybody following can kind of follow. Okay, I have kind of her face here, like if this her hair will probably cover, but I have her face like continuing from her neck and then the hair.
Oh, look at that. That's so beautiful.
Can you see her
She's so
take?
flowy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mermaids are supposed to be pretty.
she's flowy. Mine's not flowy.
It will
But I'm
be.
gonna
You're gonna
keep
work on
working
it.
on it. I will
And then
keep working.
you kind of give her a little bit of a chin, a little bit of a forehead here, and you can add the eyes and stuff later. Eyes, nose, mouth. And I'm just kind of coming down like this is like her forehead coming down. It's hard for me on the angle here. Just doing a little bit of a nose on her. Mermaids are pretty, so you don't want to give her like a big nose.
Mermaids are supposed to be pretty and flowy. I'm gonna have to figure out how to give her some
Where
more
you do
flow.
that with the hair, and you can do that with the tail.
Yes. All right. Well, that'll be good. A nice way for me to work tomorrow.
Yes, that's the. And then I'm just going to show you over here. Since I have it drawn, is her other hand, but you can put that in later because I'm going to do some of her hair here to give you an idea. Okay, so that's like her other arm, kind of, and you can always make that prettier later. Okay, I'm going to get something for her hair. Let me get some bright color, like I think I have. Oh, okay. Yeah, for this one on the sample mermaid that I had painted the other day, this one, her hair, I was on vacation. And
Oh, I know. I hope you had a good vacation.
I did, but I brought stuff down to paint because I wanted to do mermaids, but I didn't have all the right colors. So what I had was yellow and fire starter. So I did her hair with that, and when I got home, I added coral, the cowgirl coral, and I added, I think, some kissing booth. So I don't have to add the yellows today because I have them. I was going to have her like sireny red hair. Just close up a couple of these paints so that if I the blues and the greens, or the ones I was using on her body, because I can fill that in later. I'm just trying to give you guys some details so you guys can go back. And then this one here, she's a little skinnier, but her back is cool.
Let me see that one. I missed that one. Which one?
This one here.
Beautiful.
My
I'm in love with that mermaid that you have
I'm gonna
made.
do that one next, okay? We'll get what we can done tonight. And but okay, let me do a little bit of hair here. So I'm gonna get a brush, and I always have a towel because, and I always have a glass of water that I put my brushes in, and then I take the brush like this towel.
Liz Armstrong, can you show your
Octopus.
to her hair? Put a camera close to show her hair. Can you?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you go really close up to your beautiful mermaid so
Okay.
we can see?
Let me move this table because that's what's blocking me. My table.
Hi, Liz Armstrong. Thank you so much for being here. My mermaid is just, not going to look like this when it goes on the market.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get the base here.
Better there?
Now, she's gorgeous.
Okay.
What color did you use again for her hair?
Right now, I'm starting off with Cowgirl Coral.
Oh, that's a great color. That's such a good idea. I'm going to do that. I want to do that too.
You can do whatever you want, honey.
Yeah, Cowgirl Coral. That's perfect.
And so I'm just doing like how her hair would go, and she's putting her hand up into her hair like that. Now you can make it curly like that, like going out like that, or you could do her hair like I did on here. I just made her have sexy hair. Remember that? I think it was Brett commercials. They had like the sexy hair.
I remember the Brett commercials.
Denise Richards when she flips her hair. So mermaids always hair. So I'm
Cowgirl Coral right here, baby.
What, honey?
Whoop. Cowgirl Coral right here. I'm going to put some on her hair. Oh, this is fun.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
It's like being in art class, and when we're in school. Now you can take her hair and go like this now and make her hair kind of go back around her face more.
Oh, I see. Because she's underwater, so her hair should be going up.
Yes,
right?
And that's
bummer. I made her hair go down. I can always change that.
You can change it up. So I'm just coming like kind of back here. Like, see, even though this was here, you could cover up that part of the neck. I'm just giving you guys some lines here so they.
Yeah. Okay. Liz Armstrong, are you still there? Have you ever painted mermaids? She will. You know what, Liz? I don't have my glasses. I can't. I'm this close to you, and I can't. So you've painted mermaids, Liz? Liz, you're an ocean girl, right? She's by the water.
And then I'm mixing in some Kissing Booth. It blends real well with the Cowgirl Coral. I'm going to stand up behind the camera.
Okay, so you're using Kissing Booth with cold. See, this is what you have shared with us is so great, especially with the colors. I'm not very good at colors, and I love what you taught us about these colors, like the Kissing Booth and the Cowgirl Coral. And
yeah, because she's going to have like red hair with a little bit of orange highlights underneath, or vice versa. Because I could still go back with a little bit Cowgirl Coral if I want a little bit more highlights, and I'm just doing like a swirly motion, because yeah, they're going to have beautiful, sexy hair, and it's going to have layers of color. And
I just went nuts with the hair.
yeah, but first at least get where you want it, and then come back on the next coat, maybe, like,
Yeah. And now I'm going to put some Kissing Booth in there.
yes,
I'm going to have hair.
so it'll still blend really cool.
She's got a lot of hair. This doesn't have to stay. I'm just really kind of feeling my way around. And then I will, I'll make her pretty eventually.
She'll get there. But yeah, you can just mix in whatever colors you want. You can add white, you can add yellow. But that gives you the basics, and you can go in and put on the face. And sometimes they have these things here. So we're going to try to go to this one since you like her. Or should we go to the octopus? It's up to you.
Oh, we've already been on over an hour.
Oh, have we?
It's 8:05, 8:07.
Ask people if they want us to stay a little longer. Who are we going to get
Should
in
we
trouble?
stay a little longer and start working on the octopus, or should we come back tomorrow or the next day whenever Denise is free? And we can work on the octopus. We're gonna have to come back anyway. Or did you want to finish up tonight?
Or do you want to go on my page and do some more on there?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do that.
Do you want to go on which page? YouTube or Facebook or Instagram?
Well, I do. See, I have StreamYard, so I am streaming on both at the same time.
Okay, which one?
I'm on both right now, YouTube and Facebook.
Okay, why don't we go on then Instagram, and we'll see some people there. And
I've never done it before. Cool. Okay.
I can probably pull you in. I think I've done that before with a couple other people. So
awesome.
That way this will only be an hour, and then we'll go on there and see. Okay?
Let's do that. Yay. Okay.
I'm up Chic on Instagram. It's up, and then Chic, CHIC, and it's the little N, Glam. Glitz.
Okay.
Up Chic, Glitz, and little N Glam. But you're a friend of mine, so you'll be able to find me.
Yeah.
So let's.
And I
You post
am
the stuff.
on Instagram. I am Welcome to Shabalot. I changed my name. It's not Shabalot. It's Welcome to Shabalot. But so guys, yeah, so we'll finish up, or we'll do step 3, which is more critters and octopuses and just more beauty on these things. And I'll try to get more work done on mine. And we can go live on Instagram, and we will send you how do we invite people on Instagram? Just send.
They can just like us and follow us. And
All right, Chris Oliver Newman is telling me she doesn't have Instagram, but Chris Oliver Newman, that changes today. I have been thinking about you, Chris Oliver Newman,
want me to go on my
and
Facebook? I'll just go on
I
my
need
Facebook.
Chris to have an Instagram account because she's a fantastic artist, and she could be putting her art on Instagram and sharing it with the world. So we're gonna talk, and we're gonna have Chris have an Instagram before. I'm not pushing, am I?
Very good, and I have a sunken ship. I don't know how much we'll get done, but the octopus is really cool. So why don't we just go on my Facebook then? On Facebook is Up Chic, Glitz, and the word and Glam on Facebook. So it's Up CHIC and AND. Wait, let's Up Chic, Glitz, and Glam, but the word.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that sounds good. So we'll decide when we're going to do that, and we'll let everybody know. So I guess we'll call it tonight.
Go on now. You want to go on now?
No, it's 8:10. My dog is really needing to go out. I try not to go too much over an hour. So
well, go on if anybody wants to follow, and I'll start, and then you can watch the octopus, or did you want to do that live?
Whatever you want to do. What you want to do the octopus now?
I was thinking of it. I want to get them on.
Okay, well, let's do it. All right, let's do it. Go ahead.
Okay, you need to let your dog out real quick?
Well, no, because it's all the way. I have a big house. It's like a mile away.
And I'll go on Facebook, and I have to put my light in front because that's on the front of the piece. Okay?
Okay.
And your mermaid looks good.
Well, she needs work.
But and you got a good basis.
Yeah, I do have to hang up because my dog is really needing to go out. So you can finish.
I'll go on Facebook and you come and join us. Just let me know when you're on, when you're back, and I'll pull you in if I can. Okay?
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you everybody for being here. And if you catch the replay, please say hi. Let us know you were here. And thanks a lot, guys. All right, thank you, Denise. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, hon. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right.